Bohemond I, c. 1054, March 3, 1111, was the Prince of Taranto from 1089 to 1111 and the Prince of Antioch from 1098 to 1111. He was a leader of the First Crusade, which was governed by a committee of nobles. The Norman monarchy he founded in Antioch arguably outlasted those of England and of Sicily. Early life, childhood and youth. Bohemond was the only child of Robert Guiscard, Count of Vapuia and Calabria, and his first wife, Albarada of Buonalbergo. He was born between 1050 and 1058, in 1054 according to historian John Julius Norwich. He was baptized a Mark, possibly because he was born at his father's castle at San Marco Argentano, in Calabria. He was nicknamed Bohemond after a legendary giant. His parents were related within the degree of kinship that made their marriage invalid under canon law. In 1058, Pope Nicholas II strengthened existing canon law against consanguinity and, on that basis, Guiscard repudiated Albarada in favor of a then more advantageous marriage to Cyclogita, the sister of Gisulf, the Lombard prince of Salerno. With the annulment of his parents' marriage, Bohemond became a bastard. Before long, Albarada married Robert Guiscard's nephew, Richard of Hauteville. She arranged for a knightly education for Bohemond. Robert Guiscard was taken seriously ill in early 1073. Fearing that he was dying, Cyclogita held an assembly in Bari. She persuaded Robert's vassals who were present to proclaim her eldest son, the 13-year-old Roger Borsa, Robert's heir, claiming that the half-Lombard Roger would be the ruler most acceptable to the Lombard nobles in southern Italy. Robert's nephew, Abelard of Hauteville, was the only baron to protest, because he regarded himself Robert's lawful heir. Byzantine Wars. Bohemond fought in his father's army during the rebellion of Jordan I of Capua, Geoffrey of Conversano and other Norman barons in 1079. His father dispatched him at the head of an advance guard against the Byzantine Empire in early 1081 and he captured Valona, now Vlora in Albania. He sailed to Corfu, but did not invade the island since the local garrison outnumbered his army. He withdrew to Butrinto to await the arrival of his father's forces. After Robert Guiscard arrived in the latter half of May, they laid siege to Durazzo, present-day Durs. The Byzantine Emperor Alexius I Komnenos came to the rescue of the town but, on 18 October, his army suffered a crushing defeat. Bohemond commanded the left flank, which defeated the emperor's largely Anglo-Saxon Varangian Guard. The Normans captured Durazzo on February 21, 1082. They marched along the Via Egnatia as far as Castoria, but Alexius's agents stirred up a rebellion in southern Italy, forcing Robert Guiscard to return to his realm in April. He charged Bohemond with the command of his army in the Balkans. Bohemond defeated the Byzantines at Ioannina and at Arta, taking control of most of Macedonia and Thessaly. However, the 6-month siege of Larissa was unsuccessful. Supply and pay problems, and the gifts promised to deserters by the Byzantines, undermined the morale of the Norman army, so Bohemond returned to Italy for financial support. During his absence, most of the Norman commanders deserted to the Byzantines and a Venetian fleet recaptured Durazzo and Corfu. Bohemond accompanied his father to the Byzantine Empire again in 1084, when they defeated the Venetian fleet and captured Corfu. An epidemic decimated the Normans and Bohemond, who was taken seriously ill, was forced to return to Italy in December 1084. Succession crisis. Robert Guiscard died at Cephalonia on July 17, 1085. Ordricus Vitalis, William of Malmesbury and other contemporaneous writers accused his widow, Cyclogita, of having poisoned Robert to secure Apulia for her son, Roger Borsa, but failed to establish her guilt. She persuaded the army to acclaim Roger Borsa his father's successor, and they hurried back to southern Italy. 2 months later, the assembly of the Norman barons confirmed the succession, but Bohemond regarded himself his father's lawful heir. He made an alliance with Jordan of Capua, and captured Oria and Otranto. Bohemond and Roger Borsa met at their father's tomb at Venosa to reach a compromise. Under the terms of their agreement, Bohemond received Taranto, Oria, Otranto, Brindisi and Gallipoli, but acknowledged Roger Borsa's suzerainty. Bohemond renewed the war against his brother in the autumn of 1087. The ensuing civil war prevented the Normans from supporting Pope Urban II, and enabled the brother's uncle, Roger I of Sicily, to increase his power. Bohemond captured Bari in 1090 and before long, took control of most lands to the south of Melfi.